Okay, so in the last video I showed you that I ran into a little issue, and that was good because I want to show all the issues that you might come into in this type of print. And that's where I couldn't get the straight coupling onto the stepper motor, and that's also because I skipped a step, step 21. Julie really put a lot of time into this assembly manual, and I should have totally followed it. My mistake, but at least you get to see the mistake, so you don't have to do the mistake as well. So you put the grub screw in just enough, and how you can measure that is just put it in right here, the stepper motor, put it in up to here where it's shadowing, maybe half. You want half of the coupling to be in, half the coupling to be out, so you can actually access those outside grub screws for the M8 side. So basically we're going to tie them on outside. There's a flat side to these shafts, and we are going to use the tool and we're going to tighten them. This is a 2mm Allen key. So tighten it one side and tighten it the other side, and that just keeps it in place. A little untrustworthy, I gotta say, because look how it's all done. Anyway, put it in, cable facing upwards, shaft facing outwards. Now it's ready to roll. I'm not going to put this in all the way just yet. I want to first situate and see if my roller will fit right. I took this off to make my life easier, and as you can see, yes, perfect. I just want to make sure it's good, and good on this side too, that basically is able to roll. If you can see over here, I'm holding it tight and rolling it with one hand over this side to make sure that enough tolerant space that I can go through. If not, I have to move the shaft in deeper. I'm going to move it in slightly deeper just to, as they say, be on the safe side. So twist it over here. There we go. I lowered it just a little bit, a smidge. And I think it actually lines up to the top of the hole here, where you can see it lines up straight to the top of the, where it meets the M8 rod. Okay, so, boom, let's put it in. Remember, it's a beefier motor, as I said in the last video. And we want to line it up to make sure it's good. And we're going on both sides. Perfect, perfect, great. So I'm going to take it out just now, and we're going to tighten these screws. I haven't showed you this in other videos because I want to show you the pain, but I've been doing this already for a couple hours, retakes and all that stuff. It's my first time making these videos, so I'm doing my best to try to do it in one shot. I know I should not be doing it in one shot. I'm lazy like that. I don't know if I'm lazy, I'm just, it's a lot of stuff. It's not like I'm really getting paid anything. So let's do this. Let's tighten it back up. I think last video I only put 3 of these screws, and I found another screw. I'm just gonna do it all at one shot, might as well. This screwing tool is $14 on AliExpress. I can link in the video if you guys really want one. Now you could find it on Amazon for 20 bucks. Sorry about that. All right. And obviously this is not tight. This is just, you know, with low torque, these things never have the right torque. So you're just gonna finish it off by hand. Obviously not too tight. Remember, you're dealing on a printed part here, so don't go crazy. Oops. Like I just said that, thing jumps in your face. All right. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Done. All right, now, the other side. I like to slide on the bearing just in case to have it ready. Now I'm gonna slide on the rod. It's gonna be a little bit tight for me. And like I said, a little bit. With a little bit of pressure, I guess, apparently. Huh. It's giving me more pressure than I thought it would. Here's a trick that can help anyone that needs it. There are, on the Ender 3 Pro and the Ender 3, there are 4 screws here that hold this whole side together pretty much. So if you're having an issue like I'm having where it's too hard to put the wheel, the roller in, just loosen these a little bit. Not too much, because then you just have to put them all back out. I'm gonna take it out of the video for a little bit just so I can get it off the table. And bada bing, bada boom. Now this whole right side is loosened. So we're gonna pull it towards me, and now it's sitting inside the bearing. but not flush. So we got to figure out why that's the deal. That's because it's not straight, maybe? I don't know. We'll find out. Let's loosen up the blue bearing over here. Remember, it's not sitting flat because A, the table's not flat, and B, there's nothing holding it up on this side. So we're going to release the grub screws. 1 and 2. And there we go. Heard that? Perfect. It's flushed. And then we're going to just lightly tighten it. We don't want to really tighten it completely just yet. We still want it to move around. So we're just going to tighten it slightly. We're going to do all the last minute checks later. Okay, great. So that's loosed. Let's do this again. Let's put this side back on. Not always you have this issue. I don't know why I didn't have this issue in the beginning when I first put this thing together, but now I do. Now I don't. Okay, so I put it all back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten up the sides again. The bearing, as you saw, was already in, so I just went straight into the hole over there. I'm going to tighten up the side here. 1 and 2. I guess the only thing you got to worry out when you retighten the side here, the reason why I don't mention to tighten the side is because you want to make sure it's all flush, because if not, then your frame is completely off. And that is the worst that can happen. If you have an uneven frame, what happens is you lose your 45 degree, and no matter what you try to do, it won't come back. So if you see that I'm doing that now. Okay. Just want to make sure it's good. I mean, I did a lot of redundancies that'll, you know, won't have these type of issues, but, you know, use your error, as they say. Okay, so let's put these things back in. This is the wrong one. This would be the right one. And this one goes on the top here. Put it in my, oh, wasn't able to put it in my hand, I'll tell you that much. Okay. You have to make sure it's, another thing. There we go. Do one at a time. So, like I said before, it gets difficult to do all of them. That's why I only do 3 of them. And this is the reason why. The error was on purpose, I want to say, but it wasn't. Everyone sees that. I have to use one of these Allen keys that come with the printer. It has the ball head. This way I'm able to tighten things on an angle. Very useful. There we go. This one for this side. This one I'm able to go from the right directed angle. As you can see, tightening it up right. I'm gonna make sure these are nice and snug because, you know, we're about to have our printer go through. All right, let me go put this one in through. Sorry, you can't see it. It's off the table. There we go. Tightening it now. Again, I didn't put the top gantry on, the X gantry, and that's the reason, because I want you to see what I'm doing. It's one thing if I assemble it, because I've done this already a couple times, the assembly of this beautiful machine. But yeah, this is one thing I also want to point out. If you keep on doing back and forth of the screws, what's going to happen is that it's going to strip the front part of the screw. If you can see here, it's stripped. And inside here, the threads are going to strip too, and that's terrible. Workaround would be to just use a longer bolt. The M8s, though, are sufficient. I didn't want to tell people, yo, get this many bolts, get that bolts, get this size, get that size. But because I've been messing around so much with this frame and pulling it and not pulling it, I have to do it. You don't, but I wanted to show you that. Use your errors. And there we go. Okay, perfect. That was step 20, I believe. One of the more cumbersome ones. Cumbersome is the right word. So that's 20. And that's, I jumped ahead and I added the rollers, which is 23, 24. I added all the rollers in the front and the back. You know, you already can start seeing your printer take shape. And now we are going to go to the next video for the X gantry. So let's do that.